Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brywell alongside Richard Mulroney, soccer coach at the University of Memphis. And Coach, I'm sure you're ready to get underway for your second season. I'm sure first season was kind of like a whirlwind. You get everything going, then you get into match play, and you come out with a pretty solid season at 9-7-2.
Absolutely. Obviously I learned a lot from it. I think Coach Grant prepared me into going into that season. My staff did a wonderful job, and then the results were good. Looking back at it, we had some great wins, took a couple tough losses, but at the end of the day, it was a successful season that we're looking to build upon this year.
Second off season, how was it for you? A little bit more calm this year because now you've got your fingers and everything, and this is exactly how you want it to run?
Yeah, I basically sort of just had a feel for how things are run, how what decisions need to be made in the right time period. Got my staff together, so yeah, just a little bit more of a well-oiled machine, but still it's a learning process.
Let's talk a little bit about preseason, not just matches, but the camp overall, because you've got 8 returners coming back this year.
Yeah, so far it's been good, and it's still going on. I consider it preseason, even though the boys started school yesterday. Our first game's not till Friday against UAB, so we still have 3 or 4 more days of practice to prepare ourselves. But so far, it's served its purpose. We've come together as a team. We've introduced the freshmen or new players that have come in, and we've been competitive and learned each and every day. So, like I said, we have 3 or 4 more days of it, but at the same time, I've been happy with the progress that we've made as a team.
With preseason matches, are you kind of getting a feel for what you want to see, where you want to move guys around? I know you want to win every match, but that's really kind of a barometer to how the team's going to run as far as personnel. Are you seeing what you want to see?
Absolutely. It's an evaluation process. I know the returners, but I also want to see what the returners did over the summer. They come back in shape. They're struggling. Injuries. Some guys picked up injuries late in the spring. Want to see where they're at. And then obviously getting a whole new group of freshmen coming in and transfers. I want to see exactly what hand we've been dealt. And I've been very pleased with it. I feel as though our depth is deeper this year. I think we're have more quality on the field, and when you put those two together, you're that much more competitive than last year.
2 guys that really stand out, and I know you're very happy to see this. You have Cody Uzcategui back in net. He's got 40 matches under his belt, so you've got a lot of experience between the posts there in goal, which you're trying to build on the second year. It's good to have that good keeper.
There's a confidence, and even whether you're a player or a coach, to have someone in the nets that can win you games, Cody's that. But I'll also throw in that Jake played all the spring because Cody had back surgery, and it's a tight race right now. I think at the end of the day, we'll pick who gives us the best chance to win that game, but it's a good problem to have that I've got 2 goalkeepers of that caliber that I have to choose from, and I'm sure I'll probably be using both of them throughout the year, and I still haven't made a decision going into UAB. We have 1 more week of practice left, and curious to see how it turns out. But whoever I decide, both of them have been professional about the situation, and I couldn't be happier about how they both have performed.
Now, to be happy for Hector Cantelli too. You got voted preseason all conference, unanimous, by the way.
Yeah, I think people are starting to see what we saw last year. I think obviously it puts a bigger X on his back, but rightfully so. I think he'll be up to the challenge. He's come in very sharp. Obviously, he scored a couple goals in preseason, and at the end of the day, he's a big part of our team, and to surround him with players to help him do his job even that much better, I think we've been able to do that, and I'm excited about what he's going to be able to do on the field this year.
Tell us about your schedule. I know it's going to be pretty tough, in particularly on the road this year. That's where you build up your resume and you get some RPI points, but on the road this year, you got to go to St. Louis, Kentucky, and Louisville. That's 3 pretty big names.
Yeah, I didn't lay off the schedule this year. Having said that, to be the best, you want to beat the best, and I think it's challenging. I think we'll take our lumps from it, but at the same time, we have a chance to win all those games. We played against USF last year, got a good result, beat St. Louis, but it's a different year, and obviously those teams are going to be gunning for us. We'll be prepared for them, but I think it will reward us more so the fact that if we get a tie or win on the road, as you mentioned, the RPI points are huge. I think we finished in the hundreds last year, and I don't believe that there was 100 teams better than us.
Right.
But I guess looking back at our record, and as we talked earlier, me learning the process of scheduling, I want to play the best game. So if you lose one, you're not dropping 50 points, whereas some of the games I lost last year possibly hurt me. This year you lose to Kentucky or Louisville on the road. Yes, you might drop a little bit, but you won't be punished as much. And I'm learning that as we go, and I know the guys are excited. There's never a cakewalk, but having said that, those are some big names, some Conference USA foes of rekindling those connections of Kentucky, obviously Louisville on the road. It's a challenge, but it's one that I wouldn't have set up if I didn't believe in my team.
What are your thoughts on the American Conference this year? We know how strong it was last year.
Yes, I think it was. When we met as head coaches in Providence in the summer, we were all disappointed. Or at a conference, we didn't get it done. All of us had a couple wins. So when you look back at it at the end of the year, Tulsa was the only team that got in. I believe we probably were good enough for 2 or 3 to get in, but our records didn't show it. So I think the out-of-conference, so from Connecticut to Tulsa to SMU, they're going to get their wins this year. We're going to get that. So when we start our conference, we're going to be that much stronger. And I expect us to not only get our automatic bid, but we'll get 2 or 3 at-larges as well. And we're obviously planning on hopefully being one of those, if not the automatic bid.
Are you going to start the season off this weekend at Mike Rose Friday night against one of your biggest rivals in men's soccer and any other sport of the university? You go back to the old great Midwest Conference days and the Conference USA, and UAB is coming to town.
Great match. I mean, I can't say it enough. I respect what Mike's done with that program. He's been there a long time. I mean, I was talking about us becoming a well-oiled machine. That is as well-oiled as you can get. They know their structure. They know the way they play. He recruits the type of players for that. And I haven't beaten them the last couple of years, whether it's in preseason or regular season or spring. So, I'd like to change that around, but it's going to be a competitive match. They're always a big, strong physical team with technical ability. We've got to show up and be ready to work, or else we're going to start off 0-1 again. But I think the guys will be prepared, but it won't be an easy match by any means.
You're back out at Mike Rose Monday. You're going to have Northern Kentucky. That will be, by the way, a 2 o'clock match, an afternoon game on Monday.
Absolutely. We haven't focused on it as much. Obviously, UAB is there, but our assistants and myself have obviously started to scout Northern Kentucky a bit. Focuses on UAB, but once that game's over Friday night, focus on them because I know they're a challenging team to play. They're the type of team that if you give them an inch, they're going to run with it. So hopefully we can get on them right off the bat. But again, I'll start focusing on them a little bit more come Friday around 10 o'clock if we don't go into overtime.
There you go. Sounds good. Coach, good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
That is head coach Richard Mulroney. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.